وصحبه ومن سار على سبيله ونهجه واستنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما. My dear respected brothers and elders, yesterday we spoke about the 7 qualities of a mu'min in the beginning of Surah Mu'minun. I might have rushed the 5th and 6th, so I'll just repeat it. The 5th one was the trusts, or what we call amanat, and the 6th one was the covenant, or the promises that one makes. So one is amana, one is when somebody keeps a product with you and you are trusted with it, and the 6th is the promise, or the covenant that is made. You promise somebody such and so and such a time, and then you have to be on time or punctual with it. So that was just yesterday. I thought I'd mention it because it was missed. So moving on to Surah Nur. Just to mention, I won't go into any ayat of Surah Nur, but just as a surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes mention of the hijab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes mention of zina and all the punishments for zina, etc., stealing, etc. So these things are mentioned and they hold a great importance in Islam. But they're actually a foundation of Islam, a foundation of life as well. Again, the concept of hijab, again, very important, very important, the concept of the women covering. In fact, Umar radiallahu ta'ala an, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Umar in his reign, in his khilafah, he actually gave out a command that is compulsory for every woman to read and read the tafsir and understand Surah An-Nur. So the importance of it is highlighted in front of us, that the concept of parda, again, is very important. And zina is a big one. Zina is something that destroys a society from top to bottom. It's something that, again, it destroys or breaks down the sanctity of relationships. So a brother no longer remains a brother, and a sister no longer remains a sister. A mother is not a mother. So as you can see, the societies that we live in, where it's apparent to us, the people who actually do not care of the sanctity of these type of relationships, we see the result of that in front of our eyes. Yeah. And again, our deen is very beautiful in this regard, in the aspect that our deen has actually greatly honored the concept of lineage. That's one of the beauties of nikah. I didn't mention in the beginning, I should have, but the beauty of nikah is absolutely amazing. The fact that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this deen has protected lineage and ancestry, etc. This is a very big ni'mah, very respected brothers and elders. Today, the fact that it's lost in the Western world of the non-believers, again, you'll see the ruins that it is doing to society. The fact that Sharia is tried very hard. If you study the books of fiqh and you study hadith and you study Quran and hadith, you realize how hard Deen has tried to maintain a link with a family. Because not so long ago, only the man in the family was a breadwinner. And without a breadwinner, it's very difficult for a mother to be a breadwinner and also nurture the child at the same time. So that's why Sharia emphasizes the concept of the man being the breadwinner and the woman doing the taraweeh at home. But anyway, this is just a side point. The fact that, again, if a child does not have a nasab, if he doesn't know who his father is, the mother doesn't know who his father is, who's going to provide for the children? So again, not only that, having no sort of ancestry, having no sort of lineage, is actually is considered even up until now a great aid. But in fact, I can't even mention the word in English in this gathering. So it's considered a swear, because the concept of lineage is very high in anybody's eyes. So I just thought I'd highlight this, and we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted us the ni'mah of Islam, that we know who our parents are, we know what our lineage is. Again, very important. So moving on to Surah Furqan. In Surah Furqan, I'd just like to discuss one ayat, and that one ayat provides me with the topic of friendship. The saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا ويلتى ليتني لم أتخذ فلانا خليلا لقد أضلني عن الذكر بعد إذ جاءني وكان الشيطان الإنسان خذولا. So this was the fact that this is a mention of Uqba bin Abi Mu'ayt. This person was one of the chieftains of the Mushrikeen in Mecca. He was considered a chief back in his day, at the time of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the translation of the ayah is that woe to me, would that I had taken so and so for my friend. And again, this was revealed on a specific person, it was revealed on a specific occasion, but the implications are universal. It's not only linked to this person, but anybody who holds such a friend will be in the same sort of regret, will taste the same sort of fate in the akhirah. And again, my dear respected brothers and elders, our deen has also placed a great emphasis on friendship as well. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, is in a riwayah of Bukhari, الْمَرْءُ عَلَى دِينِ خَلِيلِهِ فَلْيَنْظُرْ مَنْ يُخَالِلُ. A person is on the deen of his friend, so he should see who he befriends. So again, look at the emphasis that Sharia is actually putting on the importance of friendship, a good friendship. But anyway, this Uqba bin Abi Mu'ayt, this chap was, like I said, he was a chief, and it was customary for him that whenever he would come back from his trips or his business trips or whenever anything, he would come back and he would throw a feast. It was customary that he would throw a feast and he would call all the nobles of the city of Mecca. And what would happen was he would also invite the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to attend his feasts as well, etc. And he used to actually sit with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the riwayat, you will find that he used to sit with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he used to actually want to listen to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in this particular incident, he comes back from an expedition, and he comes and he calls Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well to this feast, and all his other friends were there as well. So what happens when the food is presented to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam instantly stopped him and said, look, I'm not going to eat the food until you read the kalima la ilaha illallah and you accept me as your final messenger. So he, without any hesitation, he just said the kalima la ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. And as Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had promised him that, look, if you read the kalima, I will eat. If you don't read the kalima, I won't eat. So he read the kalima and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ate the dish. Soon after, he met his good friend Ubay ibn Khalaf, and he was another big staunch enemy of Islam, a very big enemy of Islam. Both of these two people actually went and caused a lot of hurt and caused a lot of caused a lot of havoc in the way of Islam and tried to prevent the spread of Islam. But anyway, this person, Ubay ibn Khalaf, says to him, what did you do? Why did you read the kalima? Why have you accepted Islam? He said, and he's tried to make excuses because he was his friend. But to be honest, I think that he actually had accepted wholeheartedly, but he was trying to make excuses because he was his friend. And he felt very embarrassed. He felt like as if he had felt he had let his friend down a bit. So he started to bully him into doing something stupid. He said to him, go take it back. He says to him, but he wasn't convinced. He was saying to him, look, if I had not eaten the food, then I would be disgraced. That so and so, such a chief, he had done a banquet and this so and so guest did not eat. So he said that it would have been a source of disgrace for me. So Rasulullah sallallahu he had to accept his da'wah. But this Ubay ibn Khalaf, he was adamant that no, you have to prove to me that this incident was not your acceptance of Islam. So he told him to go spit in the face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And what did this wretched idiot do? He went and did that. He went and spat in the face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Imagine my dear respected brother and elder. Look what he did. But what was the end result of this? The end result of this was they were disgraced in this life and the hereafter. Both of these two were killed in the Battle of Badr, in the first battle of Islam. So my dear respected brothers and elders, just to show you, I just wanted to prove this is a stark incident that happened. But just to highlight the incident or to highlight the importance of relationships. Look at this person here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَيَوْمَ يَعَضُّ الظَّالِمُ عَلَى يَدَيْهِ. He's talking about him, that he will be biting upon his hand out of fear. And he's regretting all the regret he can have. يقول يا ليتني اتخذت مع الرسول سبيلا. I wish I had taken the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam rather than him. After the dhikr came to him, he turned away from it. He's going to be one of his biggest sources of regrets. That's why, my dear respected brothers and elders, we have to understand the implications of friendship. Who we befriend, it should be a highlight of our life. And again, just to highlight the importance of friendship, there's a riwayat that come in the matters of friendship. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in a riwayah of Tirmidhi, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu ta'ala narrates that لا تصاحب إلا مؤمنا. They do not accompany, do not befriend, but a mu'min. A true believer, that's who you should truly befriend. They're not prohibiting the mixing with the non-Muslims, but it's talking about befriending. Having a true friend, no true friend, you won't find any true friend but a mu'min. So my dear respected brothers and elders, لا تصاحب ولا يأكل مالك إلا تقي. So only, nobody should, nobody should handle or manage your property except a pious person. Or nobody should, in one riwayah, ولا يأكل طعامك إلا تقي. Nobody but the pious should eat your food as well. So again, this is the concept, the highlight of the friendship. Again, look how important it is. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is instructing the Sahaba, instructing us as believers. So, nobody should, you shouldn't befriend anybody but a mu'min, and nobody should even eat your food but a mu'min. So, my dear respected brother, again, moving on to another riwayah, Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala says that, when Sahabi came to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, asked him, who should be your friend? And look at the very beautifully that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam replied, من ذكركم بالله رؤيته. Whoever reminds you, just the sight of your friend that reminds you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, befriend him. It goes on to say, وَزَادَ فِي عِلْمِكُمْ مَنْطِقُهُ. The person who, or the friend who increases your knowledge when he speaks, that's who your friend should be. وَذَكَّرَكُمْ بِالْآخِرَةِ عَمَلُهُ. And his deeds, his amal, how he acts, reminds you of the akhirah. That's the person that we ought to befriend, my dear respected brothers and elders. Again, this is a riwayah of Bazzar. And again, just to finish off, again, just to carry on with this concept, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in another ayah, Surah Tawbah, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَكُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has matched it with ittaqullah, be dutiful to your Lord, attain taqwa. Again, a very, very core concept in our faith, like we discussed it many times in our sessions as well. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala straight after that he says, كُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. This was revealed after them people who stayed behind and they were forgiven. Ka'b ibn Malik radiallahu ta'ala anhu, about them, and how Allah Ta'ala is actually giving us a brief indication towards the fact that they attained taqwa, they had taqwa, that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive them as well. But Allah Ta'ala is also implying over here that nobody can attain true friendship or true taqwa without good companionship. You don't have good companionship, you can't attain complete taqwa. And there's also a slight indication towards the fact, look at the Mufassirun, the way they looked into the Quran and pondered upon the Quran. They even go to some Mufassirun, go to the extent to say that these people that left behind in that battle, they only left behind because they used to mix with the munafiqun a lot. These Sahaba was solid. They're solid in their iman, but because they were used to, some of them, these three specific Sahaba that stayed behind, they stayed behind because of them. They used to have a lot of mixing with the munafiqeen and the mushrikeen that had an effect on them. But then again, in the end of the day, these people were forgiven, these Sahaba were forgiven. So much so that even Umar Abu Bakr, when they were forgiven, they were running to meet them. So my dear respected brothers, our deen has actually placed a great importance on the matters of relationship. I know we should strive to keep the best of companions, strive to keep the most pious around us. That way we will benefit. Again, I can go on about this topic, to be honest. One doctor called Dr. Gohar Mushtaq, he's a doctor and he goes on to talk about it in quite some detail, but just to say, he said that there's a scientific phenomenon that when for example, a bunch of people are in a room, all their hearts synchronize and beat. So my dear respected brothers and elders, look at the beauty of this deen, how we are emphasized to read our salah in jama'ah. How our hearts synchronize if we stand in a row, we all stand line in line, heart to heart. Again, this is a beauty. This is how our hearts feed off each other's hearts. Our iman feeds off each other's iman. So my dear respected brothers and elders, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the tawfiq to do amal of and keep the best of company. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.